Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, I know you had said that people in the FCC don't like Wike, and allow us to be careful and not generalize. That's it. Everybody in the FCC doesn't like
context.
Okay.
So before his appointment as minister, or following his appointment as minister for the FCT, we saw the outcry. You know, people claiming to be Abuja indigenes, saying when is the turn of our son. Some people even said it has to be a northerner, and all of those politics. So we're just talking in politics. If you're saying as a FCT minister you have baggage of people who don't like you here and there are existing reasons not to like. Because some people have their own issues, that their own person that they love for different various sentiments across board. But as the minister now, you have already been made the minister. Focus on the issues and leave those, you know, those instructions that you continue to get from left and right and center.
Let me take this call from Omotaya. Thanks for calling, Omotaya. Good morning, you're live.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm calling from Buhari in FCT Abuja, where the kidnapping recently happened. Regarding the topic you are discussing, the kidnapping in FCT, I live very close to where the kidnapping happened. You know, it was even underreported because it happened in a lot of places within the Buhari axis. And I'm happy the security people have stepped because we have to resort to self-help. Some of us were sleeping in the night, my area. We are just behind the Nigerian law school, very close to where the kidnapping happened. So right now, we have a vigilante, you know, watching over us in the night. Throughout the Christmas and New Year period, it was traumatic. We were not sleeping at all. All the men in the area had to be doing security at night to keep us safe. So what the minister was saying that the thing was it was not an exaggeration at all. It was real. And it was, you know, it was happening like every day, day in, day out. So that's just my contribution.
Thank you very much, Omotaya, for sharing. Yes.
So let's talk about when a challenge I feel the minister Wike has and a few other politicians have, and it's a blind spot that politicians need to deal with. It is when you begin to see every feedback and every criticism as political and from your enemies against you. You will miss out and your good work will be ill-spoken of because you are seeing every feedback as propaganda, as an attack against your person from your political opponent. That is the biggest mistake that Beecee made in this statement because he categorized people's pain and death and cries as propaganda. Yes, it might have been fueled by propaganda, but the root was not propaganda. And as long as you are seeing it that way, you will not be able to take the feedbacks necessary. There are several feedbacks that have been coming to Wike, and I want him to work. He was brought in there because there is a feeling like, oh, this guy did a lot of work in River State. Let's bring him into FCT. Let's see if we can get back. Was it Nuhu Ribadu or El Rufai? Is it El Rufai? Let's get back that El Rufai effect of massive work going on. Not just demolition, but practical things. So they made good moves. I have to acknowledge that. They said all the non-painted buses and public transport system in Abuja has been banned, that only painted public transports would be used. But there's also the fact that there's no bus stops. There are no regulated places where you drop off people. Like, there's a part of the planning that needs to take place. You need to be seen to be working. Don't address propaganda. Don't address politicians that are making noise. Just address the people that you know are your citizens that you're taking care of right now and do your work. And at the end of the day, those that will complain would later see that you're not feeding the fire, because right now, he's feeding the fire.
That's what the president is doing. He's focused on his work. You know, people are criticizing the president. The guy is just going there.
They're not replying.
He's not feeding the fire. He's not even at all. He's just doing his work. Let me take this call from Ismail. He's calling from Abuja. Thanks for calling. I'm so sorry about that.
Lost that, yes. So, I think that it's not the job of a leader to be bothered about whether they like you or not. No matter how good you are or how bad you are, you always have people that will like you and people that will not like you. They will not just like your face. So your business is to go in and do the job. And as a leader, you must learn to test the pulse of the people. What are the people's pains? How can I help alleviate these pains? How many people are crying? What are their needs? If you focus on that, your good works will speak for you. When people are condemning you on one side, other people will be coming out to say, no, this person was able to do this, do that. And I understand that insecurity has been rife all over the country, not just in Abuja. There were times, over the years that we had major insecurity issues in places in Abuja as well. So it's not the first time that it's happening. And so putting a blanket over, they don't like me, these are my enemies, this is likely propaganda, is shifting the goalposts from what you're supposed to be focusing on. We have a problem of insecurity, terrorism, kidnapping, herders and farmers clashes all over the country. The focus should be on what best can we do? How do we liaise with these local people who are selling their people out? Because those people that are coming in with the guns and everything have people that are giving them information. How do we buy these people to understand that they cannot sell their brothers and their sisters? Those are the conversations that you'll be coming out to say, okay, we're doing this, we're doing that. Give us a little time and see how it goes. Not that they don't like me, they're fighting me.
Let me take this call from Dixon, calling from Abuja. Thanks for calling, Dixon.
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. He is my first time caller.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I thank God that you people are on FCT today, not especially on weekend. Yes, because many things are happening here, and the man, the way he's going, it seems that he has a different agenda over it. In the sense that he is supposed to concentrate on the administration of the FCT, not pursuing the touts or this. The way things are going here, I'm a retiree since 2006. Up to today, our entitlement has not been paid. It's FTDS. I work there. Every day we write a letter to them. They will say they are on it. Repatriation up to today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dixon. I'm trying to, I was having trouble hearing, but I'm sure they're hearing at home. So I know there was somebody used the word empathy earlier, and I think going by comparing him to the president, because there are times where maybe he'll make an announcement or make an appointment, and I just say, no, this person doesn't qualify. And he'll come back and apologize and remove the person and bring a different person. That is the leadership people are expecting from governors, from ministers across board, where though you are focusing on your work, you have an ear out there to hear what's going on, and then you address it and focus on the matter, not on the politics. But I think that what you said is really critical, where politicians across board, because this is a man saying renewed hope, renewed, and I'm thinking, okay, I hope you're not the only one that is thinking renewed hope.
We said it.
Are you the only person that is thinking renewed? Because not only you, they managed to renew hope. Every other person is doing their political agenda. They're focusing on their method, their own techniques, their methodology is what they know. So somebody needs to remind politicians of empathy, politicians of understanding the role they play. It's more about service.
Please, can we talk about the fake kidnappings, though?
I'll take that in a moment, because I wanted to link that to the person who was advocating for death by hanging. For this kidnapping. I mean, this is a conversation we've had in the past.
Yeah.
And you said something about
we all agree that I think everybody does. Any human being would agree that death by hanging should be the rule for kidnappers. However, we have a long litigious process. So maybe we'll create a special court like we do for election. Because for those that are found kidnapping, yes, we should be able to have a special court for kidnappers, because you need to do a public show of the justice being meted out to them. So the public show of justice would serve as a deterrent. Because we have young people aspiring now to be kidnappers. Yes, we have young people that have hustled, and they will see their friend. Wait, what are you doing? What do you do? You get one uncle. You get, and they're getting information around. So it's now beginning to look attractive because there is no justice.
Industry.
Yes, it's a thriving industry that is booming. But when we start having this set of people were hanged, they did it that time when they did firing squad. It was a bit gory to see, but it achieved the goal at the time.
It was a decree.
Yes, it was a decree.
That was done then.
Yes.
I mean, as I said, we have to bring some of these things back.
The Senate and the House of Assemblies can do it, because if you make it unified, not that in one state you can...
The president can make that, he can now.
He can sign it.
He can't make that kind of decree. It has to be a law. Let me take this call from Bright. He's calling from Abuja again. Good morning, Bright. You're live.
God bless you.
Go ahead, please.
I want to appreciate the efforts you people are doing over there.
Thank you, sir.
From Abuja. The topic you people are addressing, I concur with you in total. But there are some areas I want to add. Okay. Since his emergence as the FCT minister, we've not seen much effort from the community within FCT to help Wike. He's an individual. He may not come from the north. That one alone has a crack on his record because of indigenous will not allow him to an extent. What I'm saying politically, that the situation in Abuja is not all but the highest peak. Previously, before we came in, we'll be having previous flashpoints where kidnapping, herdsmen, those things. But what we are saying, like what people said, let them focus individually, collectively, so that FCT will have good security. And those people criticizing Wike should minimize. I know criticizing Wike brings best out of him. It can come from today.
Okay. I didn't hear most of what he said, but I think it was a bit blurry.
Yeah.
So I think he was speaking in favor of Wike.
Yeah. So we've talked on this issue, the sort of punishment we give to people who do these heavy crimes, and I've always advocated that we are not at the level that we want to go to. And I know we have a lawyer in the house today who will sue me afterwards, but I believe that for us to get to a place where we are properly civilized, we must take some drastic steps to get there. We are imbibing all of the democracy that we are not ripe for, especially when it comes to crime. There are issues that we can say, okay, let the democratic process, take its course. Issues that don't have to do with lives, where people are dying and all of that. We can go through, take all the long haul, all the long journey to democracy and all of that. We understand that. But issues where people are being killed for mere profit, for whatever it is, we cannot go through that long democracy, because at the end of the day, we find that the people who are hurt do not get the justice that they deserve at the end of the day. You put people in prison, and one administration can just come and say, okay, oh yeah, you people should be going, we forgive you, the state forgives you, the country forgives you, and then they go away with the crimes. We put people in prisons, and we do not have the proper mechanisms to reform them. So some people have taken it here on some papers where somebody went to prison, and while he was there, he went by just being a mere petty thief. I think he picked up a phone or something. By the time he came out, he became a proper armed robber. What did he learn there? When they are gathering together in the evenings and gisting, he was learning, they were teaching each other how they carried out the activities that brought them there. And he learned and became worse. So we're not ready for all those long pet them to forgiveness. That is what God should be doing for us. That's not what we should be doing for ourselves. All the countries that have been able to succeed. No, listen now. In some things, we can allow that. In some things. But not in everything.
She's talking my
because we never ripe.
We
never ripe. I know. We never ripe for this democracy that we're chasing.
Now you're coming to where we are
So let
going.
us take it one step at a time. It's like a child that all he knows how to eat is amala. Then because the world is progressing, you start bringing lasagna to this child. This child will not eat this food. So let's go step by step. I would like to see all those sentences, all those public display of killing all these criminals, so that people will know that if you try this in Nigeria, just like they do in Singapore and other countries.
Let me take this call from Joe, I think from Surulere. Thanks for calling. How are you doing? Joe, go ahead. You're live.
I'm doing well. Please, in the name of God, I beg you, I want to join the last caller from what he said.
Okay.
The last caller.
Yes, go ahead.
Mentioned that the minister Wike may not be entirely, wrong.
Okay.
Politics of Abuja is very deep. Some people have seen Abuja as their own, that they must produce the minister, is own to them. No, it's not true. That was not the reason why Abuja was founded. Let me shock you. Abuja, all the people that are resident in Abuja at that time were paid to leave the place. They were paid, they were compensated by Justice Abuja panel. Today, they came back and they are claiming Abuja. Don't overlook what the last caller said. This thing may have been planned to embarrass the minister. Wike is not a small boy in this business.
Thank you, Mr. Joe. Thankful I didn't hear the last caller because it wasn't clear in the studio. But now I can, based on what he's saying, I think now we can know what the last caller said.
I understand that there might be truth to what the two previous last callers have said, but we're talking about empathy. 2 people. A family lost 2 people, even if it was a political thing, like it was
propaganda of the highest
even if it was a politician that sponsored the killing, and you know the person that sponsored the killing, you will not come outside and say politicians are sponsoring killings for me. So you are dealing with politics. Mr. Joe was dealing with politics. Mr. Bright was talking about politics. Wike was talking about politics. I'm saying talk about lives being lost, kidnappings happening. That's what we want. So politics, you can discuss that inside with your kitchen cabinet.
Don't want to know.
On how you will strategize.
In public, you shouldn't say that.
The creation of the FCT. Yes, that might
I didn't want us to get into that politics.
That's politics. That's what we are saying. That's what we are saying. We should not get into. We should focus now on the lives.
Somebody said
lost.
Evans is still going to court.
Yes.
The guy that should have been given capital punishment long ago. It will serve as a deterrent to others.
But you see, that's what our president said. Our president said, listen, when I was a military guy, I don't have to wait all these laws. Yeah, for the former president, sorry. Oh, that's the president.
Yes,
our former president, Buhari, was saying, listen, when I was a military in charge, these kind of things, I do a decree, they're done. But now we're in a democracy, and democracy means you have to rule of law.
A lot of injustice followed. You don't even want to sit with the people who suffer dearly for not getting their fair hearing. There's a reason why the fair hearing is a very core principle of justice. One of the strongest principles of natural justice is the right to hear, to say your side. And some people never get to hear that side. Alufo. They were accused of stealing, and the mob thought, it's the same thing now. That's what we are saying. No, that we should do it fast.
No, it's not jungle justice.
There's a solution. We can have a special court that sits every day over this matter. Okay. But the issue still is that when the special court, all these courts that are even not special, they give their convictions and their sentences, death sentences.
The government
will refuse to sign. They're waiting. And those people, while they are knowing that they might be killed one day, they will train whoever they see that comes in the prison. So we are the ones enabling, the governors, the executive, not necessarily the judiciary.
Let me take this call from Abdul Rahman. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Morning.
You see, the problem we're having in... are you with me?
Yes, we are. Go ahead.
The problem we're having in Abuja is very, very funny. It's just that the previous government, present government, is to learn from the previous government who succeeded in security of Abuja. Somebody cannot even advise the occupants of Abuja from outside, like the man from Surrey, what he's trying to say. There's nothing like politics of Abuja or whatever. We are talking about human beings. We are here, say what we are talking. Before El-Rufai, during Abuja, before El-Rufai, there's a lot of instability. Most roads were blocked by military. In fact, bomb blast everywhere. When El-Rufai came, then I was in Karimu. You have to, for 5,000, as long as 5,000, to keep under your queue before bed. In case if this unwanted guest happen to visit you, you have something to offer. But when El-Rufai came in, the first thing, as a night his program, when he came in, the first thing he did was that in security, he summoned all the security apparatus in Abuja. He wants DPOs. He said, DPOs, my closeness to president, you understand, will lead your termination from appointment. If anything happens, security life. He taxed them. He gave them what you want. Believe me, nothing. Since then, we didn't hear anything. We live peacefully. This man came, Mr. Wike came. He was shouting up and down. He didn't even care for security. What I expected of him is First of all, security. Because we can refuse to think that all the foreign embassies are in Abuja. The Abuja holds all embassies. Abuja holds all ministers.
But isn't it kind of coincidental that this kidnapping kind of just reactivated in the last few months since this administration? So some will say it's probably intentional. You know, they are just like the previous callers have been saying that there are deliberate actions being carried out just to discredit the FCT. Fine, and we're saying that we agree that could be possible. We're saying that he should use empathy to understand that lives have been lost. However, I would like to link us this conversation to what you said earlier, that self-kidnapping is now rampant because we are treating these matters with somewhat kid gloves. You know, people now see we've created an industry of kidnapping such that even if I want to discredit a governor, I can easily use that tool. Because if it was so difficult to do that, I wouldn't even think about it. But now I know that kidnapping to the point where people are now even thinking, maybe me too, I can kidnap myself and get people to donate money for me.
A small Oba, Shangisha here now. The former Oba, what happened? How did he leave the deposed one? He was deposed because he was found out that the kidnapping was family arranged. A whole Oba of Shangisha. So these things had been happening. It's just that now it is happening more because we are seeing how people are gathering. If you come out now, if you call family members that, oh, you are hungry for food, they might not answer you. They'll say you are lazy. But if you call family members and say they kidnapped your children, money will come out. So because of that, we're now having more people seeing kidnapping as a viable option. And the biggest challenge is Nigerians don't trust the police enough to go and report. Because if you report to the police, it's easy to find out that this is a fake kidnapping. I'm only going to pay the ransom through police or something like that. But we are hearing cases of kidnappers who say, don't talk to the police about it. People will not pay the ransom without telling the police. Some even say, I read it in the papers yesterday, Punch investigation, that people specifically under doing it in Agopalas, that people within Agopalas that used to do Thanksgiving after kidnapping, now they don't even do Thanksgiving. They will just keep quiet. They don't even go to church to go and say, oh, thank God that they've rescued our person or we paid. They will pay the money, enter their house, say, thank God we are in our house, and just not see anything. So the real kidnappings are taking place, and there is the fake kidnapping, and we have a case of how are the police going to respond to it, at least.
Let me take this call from Ajangbadi. Good morning, caller. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
The Abuja issue, let me give you a good narrative of it. Okay. I retired as a director in Federal Ministry of War. Okay. Abuja have been compensated. All those people have been compensated by Abuja panel with a decree that was brought to create Abuja. And these people are coming back again. Babangida killed the whole thing, and he created chiefdom in Abuja, which are supposed not to be. Those are the things that is creating the problem. Right. During Jonathan, do you remember the bomb plant at Nyanya, which killed so many people? One of my daughter's colleagues in the NEPA was among. The woman died. They are sponsoring this thing to discredit the minister and the present government. They know the people that are doing it. Why is it now? Why is kidnapping starting now in FCT? I retired in 2010 as a maintenance officer in Federal Ministry of War. And I managed Federal Ministry of Labor during Honorable Minister Nwogu. Why is the kidnapping coming in now?
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kolari, for your own
Let's not go into politics.
Let's take a few comments and we wrap up on this.
Yeah, so Mina Tipi says, I remember when insecurity was very high in Lagos. Robberies, burglars, kidnappings, etc. But we had a governor who took action and addressed the problem. The onus is on Wike to prove himself capable. Corey Michael says, 2 teenage girls lost their lives. Many are losing their lives. How dare Wike?
He says, we who believe in the rule of law and the principle of hearing shouldn't let our voices be drowned out by a vocal minority who think democracy is slow and justice should be a matter of sharp. We owe it to our kids. Kodu Funky Flex says, my take to my former governor, now FCT Minister Wike, he should study the terrain before taking actions, because why he succeeded in Rivers State is because he understood the terrain 100%. So he should learn from Mr. President on how to handle naysayers.
Hafsa says if it was planned, then Wike should go after those. Whatever the case, kidnapping happened, people lost their lives. Then go after the culprits. End of the story.
Okay. I think we can end with that. That's all we can take on this. We're just really hoping that kidnapping indeed, especially in FCT and across the nation, is reduced by our security operatives as soon as possible. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.